Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So we'll be finalizing this tutorial over here. So as you can see over here, we have added a volume fog over here. So let's render and see. So we have added a volume fog. We can even change the HDRI if required. So if we get a better HDRI, we can add some better HDRI. This looks much better. So we can go into this mode, compact, and if you want we can just change the HDRI over here. So go into rendering, go into environment, so you can change the HDRIs according to your needs. So go into rendering, go into the render setup, and over here let's go into Vray, go into the environment, and let's give this environment over here. Alright. This looks much better now. So select the light. So wherever we have assigned the HDRI over here, let's select this light. Let's clear this. Again go into this and let's assign this. Again go over here, activate the Vray over here. Let's go into the camera and into this select the, go into rendering, go into environment, go into the environmental fog, and you can change the color if required. You can make the variations for the fog as needed over here. So if you reduce the fog distance, you will see that it is going to make it darker. So we need to increase the area over here. So we can just increase the area. Also we can increase the step size over here to 6, and this let's make it as 900 over here. Alright. Now what I can do over here is like, let's select the camera. So let's just pick a camera over here, and if you want I can just make some changes with the colors over here. If you want to go with neutral, daylight, so these are some white balance, the presets, that's the color and exposure which is required. You can just adjust it accordingly. I think this is correct over here, looks much better. And if you want to change the color balance according to your needs, you can also change the temperature if required. So this looks much better now. So I'll just go into this. Let's just save it. And if you want, you can go into the slate material editor, and if you feel like making it a frosted glass, so we can make it as a frosted or two over here. So we have already assigned a glass over here. So you can, if you want, you can just add a noise. Let me first save the file. So let's just add a noise. Let's connect it with a bump map over here, 0.1, and let's see how it looks like after adding this. So you might see a bit of a frosted glass effect over here. So let's see the rendering over here. So I have added a bit of noise over here for the glass as required. And if you want to add a bit of supportive light over here, so I can just go over here. Let's just duplicate the light. I'll just scale it and slightly shuffle it out of the double-sided. Remove this and make the multiplier a bit less over here, just to make sure. So that can be done. So it's going to take time. So added a light on the other end. Let's see. I'll just pause it for a moment. I've added one light over here. So as you can see, let's render it once again over here. So we have done some changes. So let's render it. Alright. So let's again press T over here. So you can slightly just shuffle it down. This looks better. So we can just render it and see over here. And you can finally composite that. If you render the light passes if required. So let's go into rendering, go into render setup. Let's go into render elements. Let's add some light passes. So let's click on add over here. So let's add some light passes like Vray diffuse filter, global illumination, Vray atmosphere, Vray lighting. Let's go down. Vray reflection, refraction, shadows, specular, Vray Z depth, and let's click OK. So after you added all these light passes, let's render it. And also you can just go over here. Let's just save as it first. Let's press Ctrl A, go into material. Let's take a V-Ray light material and go into this. Let's render the ambient occlusion. For that, I'll be adding a V-Ray dirt material. So let's add a V-Ray dirt material. I'll increase this and let's render it. So you can just render this light passes over here. Before that, we'll be rendering this stuff. That is your occlusion material. That's your ambient occlusion. So we'll render each of the light passes separately. So we can definitely see over here. It's going to take time. Alright. It's going to render it. So we'll render this light passes separately and you can later on composite it. So I'll put the render output. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So if any doubts, please put it in the comment section. So thanks for watching this tutorial.